Alright, today I'll show you how to set up N8N using Docker, then create an MCP. So how do we start from the beginning? We start by getting Docker, okay? First we'll go to Docker's website and we'll download Docker, alright? As you can see, there's versions for Mac with Apple Silicon, Intel Mac, Windows for AMD 64, which also works for Intel, and ARM for other processors. Linux versions are available too. Choose the version that fits your system. Okay, let's stop this, alright? Now you'll see an N8N closing, okay? It's not working because I've closed the source. So what do we do next? We'll simply open Docker. Note, some of you might have issues just opening it. To use Docker, we need to have virtualization enabled. To enable virtualization, we need to open the BIOS, go to Advanced Settings, then CPU Settings, and there we'll find it, okay? This, well, obviously depends on each device, but here's what I've been told more or less by this gentleman. He says, for Intel, it's in BIOS, okay? Under Advanced CPU Configuration, Advanced Processor Configuration, Security, Virtualization, System Configuration. For AMD, it's in Advanced. Well, almost all of them are in Advanced Settings, right? As I said, it depends on your specific device, okay? Alright, once we have that set up, we open Docker. Now we're good to go. As you can see, it's running and will continue to run in the background. Another thing it'll ask for is WSL, okay? WSL update, which is this thing here. We open PowerShell, then we run as administrator, and here we'll type WSL update. If you don't have it, we'll type this command WSL, shut down status update, or if not, update web. And this one here, okay, WSL is basically Windows for Linux, allowing you to run Linux inside Windows. Now, once we have all this, we go to Ask Gordon, click S search, and look for N8N. The first result, N8N.io, we're going to download, okay? As you can see, I have the latest version here. Once we have it, we go to Containers, then N8N. Here are the three buttons. Sorry, when we click start, we hit run. As you can see, it already has its configuration and all, but we can configure it too, okay? Let's see if it lets me view it. Basically, for the settings in images, we click on. For this play button, we go here and set the container name to whatever we want, and the host underscore port as well. I've used 5678 as a reference point. The host underscore path is also whatever we choose. I've created a folder in documents called N8N Docker. Then we set container underscore path to /home/node/.n8n and add the variable N8N/community packages/allow/to-tool/usage, okay? I'll show it here so you can see better, alright? It's this right here, N8N community packages. We just set it to true, okay? And then we can start using N8N in the cloud. Alright, major issue. The WSL update command gets stuck at 0% for some reason. Solutions. First, let's open PowerShell, okay? Run as administrator. Yes, run both PowerShell and CMD as admin. I usually use PowerShell, but CMD works too. First option, try these three commands. Enter WSL, shut down WSL, status, and WSL update. If that doesn't work, no problem, no worries. Try this command, WSL update web. There you go, use this one. This worked for me, okay? This is what some AI languages recommend. Docker and WSL require virtualization tech. Enable it. Go to BIOS and activate virtualization. WSL can work without virtualization though. If issues persist, try enabling it anyway. That's it, problem solved. Alright, let's see how to set up an MCP client with Docker, okay? We're currently running N8N through Docker. I've already shown you a bit about how to configure it. Let's go to Images and click Run. For optional settings, type N8N container, then 5678 for the port. Save the host path in Documents, wherever you prefer. The container path works the same way. I've set the container path to /home/nodes/.n8n, okay? Not sure if we can find it from here. Nodes, N8N. No. Well, yes, okay. So we'd save it here, and then for variables, we need to add this. N8N community packages, allow tool usage, set to true, okay? And then we click run. All right, with all this, let's head to the settings section. We'll go to configuration, then to community nodes. And here we'll get the N8N nodes MCP node, okay? We click here, boom, boom, paste it, click I understand, and get. As you can see, it says I already have it, so that's perfect. Now we'll enter workflow, create one that says, when you get a message, create an AI agent, link it to ChatGPT with new credentials, add simple memory, and the first MCP client. This MCP client is set up. For those who don't know how, basically, you click here, select MCP client tool, and choose list tools as the tool type, okay? List tools. All right, in MCP client, we'll need to select credentials. where we'll have Studio selected. Okay, we use npx as the command with arguments. To see what MCP servers are available, let's go to the model context protocol. Inside that, we'll head to the server section, alright? Or code, as we can see. Basically, we just type /server, and that's it. Got it? We scroll down, and here we can see the types of servers available. For instance, Brave offers web and local search using their API, see? This server, for example, allows us to search. Look, it can find businesses, restaurants, and services with details. Obviously, we'd need to create an API key for this. For Brave Search, we'll look up Brave Search API and make a key. Now, since we're using npx, we'll grab the Brave Search at Model Context Protocol server. We'll go to arguments and place it there. Now, copy the Brave_API_key and paste it below where it says your AP here. Basically, make sure it looks like this, okay? For the expression, put a Brave_AP_key followed by your API. If the colon doesn't work, you can use an equal sign. That's what I did, for example. Alright, this is important, okay? Now let's tab over. We'll put MCP client tool. Oh, sorry, not that one, the other one. For MCP client, we'll use list available tools with a hyphen, not a dot. I mention this because it won't work otherwise. Some people use a dot and it works for them, but for me, it only works with a hyphen, okay? There's the hyphen, see? Okay. Now we'll link an MCP client to list and execute tool. Let's run the node. We're getting the list of tools, okay? And here we have the fully functional list of tools. It's that simple.